Just my people, I see the hurt, it don't happen, no. So people don't they talk say not be reconciliation Wike and Fubara do. People don't they talk say na total surrender na Fubara surrender give Wike. My problem now be say when Wike sign agreement between Fubara, or rather when Fubara sign agreement between Wike and Tinubu, he not tell us. But when the fight come outside, he tell the general public say so dey fight, and then everybody come begin dey help this Fubara fight a battle. Now Fubara don go shake hand with Tinubu again and he surrender give Tinubu. Tinubu come even shake Wike. I no see picture where Tinubu for shake this Fubara. Now they don sign another agreement again. Fubara not tell the people of Rivers State which agreement dem sign again. Now if problems he come outside, he go see the talk say make the same Rivers State people help am dey. Now see say these politicians they don't care about the people of Rivers State. E just clear say two people just dey fight. Now Tinubu remove one person, put sole administrator because of one person battle. Now they don settle. I believe say they go remove that man. So they not put that man because say the state not destabilized, insecurity though, or they kpai people there, not be because of that thing they remove this Fubara. They just remove one because they breach one agreement. Now he don't sign another agreement again, not tell us. Just watch what this man talk about how Fubara take surrender and share. Make everybody see this particular video. Case if Fubara cry come outside again, we no go give my listening here.
It's with all sense of responsibility that I didn't see a reconciliation. I saw a surrender. You don't talk about peace when you are not talking about equity. You cannot talk about peace when you are not talking about fairness. A meeting with Mr. President, a meeting with the assembly members who are on the side of the FCT minister, and yet you saw only Governor Fubara, no person coming from that side. All the stakeholders are stakeholders that were on the side of the FCT minister. And so the conclusion is that Fubara went as a man. He went there singly, because if he carried the interest of the people and the embodiment of the desires of Rivers State, then we should have rather seen a more balanced delegation where you now talk about reconciliation and peace. And so I believe that was a surrender and not a reconciliation. Looking at what has happened before, of course, the president couldn't again broker a lasting peace deal in the first instance of meeting with them, because this peace was not also anchored on fairness. Until there is equality, until there is justice, sustainable and lasting peace cannot be said to have been achieved. And that's exactly the issue here. Because first of all, what was the reason for this war? What was the reason for the disagreement? It was about managing the state politically and economically. Governor Fubara has voiced this in so many places. It was about pushing a man to kowtow to the desire of a single person. And today, if all that is in the reconciliation is for everyone to go back and bow before the same man, and then it means we have returned to status quo. And so that cannot bring peace. Rivers State is a whole bunch of people with various desires and inclination. And if you want to bring peace to such a family, every person's interest must be taken into account.
Those are very keen observations, Dr. Nwibubasa. But how do you anticipate that this reconciliation, albeit surrender, will impact the day-to-day running of River State, as we've seen, especially when it comes to any projects being developed in the states, any implementation of development projects. We do know that nothing has really been done in the states since the very day Fubara assumed office and this war with Wike kicked off.
The truth is, River State will not make progress until we have a leader who possesses the will to be different, the courage to dare, and not the timidity to maintain the status quo. Now, we are in a situation where the governor has shouted at the top of his voice in several fora of how he was being hoodwinked to do the things that are antithetical to the state's interest. And that was the reason. Are we coming back to that status quo? At this point, does the governor still have the tenacity, the moral fiber to say, I will stand to do what will please River State people first? So, talking about progress, the only progress we may see, which may be a little reprieve, is that this so-called peace may eventually lead to the termination of the state of emergency, therefore handing over the state to our elected governor who we gave our support. That's the only seeming benefit that I'm seeing here. But outside of that, the same gladiators are going to come back to the state, impinge on development, work for their personal interest, and continue to make River State that cow that they will milk for their personal use. And that was exactly the fight that the governor has told us and enrolled people into, that he was fighting for the interests of River State to ensure that River State benefits from the resources of the state and not to hand over the resources of the state to any man, which was the pressure he was under. So if at this point he could not succeed in that, it simply means he has failed, and we are going back to status quo.
Now, Dr. Bubasa, I'm wondering, if we can link this reconciliation to the 20 that people are, discussions are ongoing. How do you think it will affect the political fortunes of Fubara, Wike, other stakeholders, and even the people of River State?
Of course, beyond the issues of who manages the state and who holds what, the long-term goal of every political leader and godfather is to continue to influence and direct and redirect the political development of the state. And so when this fight started, it was clear that 2027 was also on the table as part of why this crisis started. And so we cannot in any way alienate this crisis from 2027. I've said it before, even on your television, that everything that the FCT minister is doing today is to see that he pleases the Mr. President to prove to him that he has something to offer him in 2027. Again, the pressure on Governor Fubara was not also to get him out at the same time, because the FCT minister has said also that in 2027, if they allow him to finish, he's not going to return. Whatever that is, it is for the benefit of the governor if he remains in office, and also for the benefit of Mr. Nyesom Wike if he succeeds. But the truth is, where does Rivers people stand? Because one of the things these people must understand is, the Mr. President must understand that there is no super minister that can deliver all the votes of Rivers people to him. People will not vote because of Governor Fubara. People will not vote because of his super minister. People will vote out of the pain of their hunger. They will vote out of the pain of unemployment. They will vote out of the pain of disease and misery. And that is the truth. So any person deceiving Mr. President that Rivers State is my enclave and I can hand it over to you, hook, line, and sinker, in 2027, the person just lied. And the president needs to know this better. How many votes, how many thousand votes was the same super minister able to put together in 2023 for the same president? So how do you now think that in 2027 a magic will occur? Rivers people are resolute. And if all this drama is about 2027, I can tell you that if we live long enough to be in 2027, everyone who feels that they will take 2027 as into their pocket will be surprised.
All right, well, let's talk about this state of emergency and the potential lifting of it in Rivers State. What specific conditions or milestones do you believe would need to be implemented before this transition or lifting of the emergency rule occurs, if it ever does occur?
Well, the emergency rule is something we have vehemently criticized, and we actually didn't expect it to last for even 3 months. There is nothing much to do to lift emergency rule, because in the first place, the president has said there was need for peace to return. The two warring parties that were suspended